First juvenile Pleurosaurus found. 150-million-year-old mystery solved. Imagine uncovering a secret hidden for 150 million years. This is exactly what scientists have achieved with the discovery of the first known juvenile Pleurosaurus fossil. For ages, paleontologists puzzled over the young life stage of this elusive marine reptile, but one remarkable find in southern Germany has shattered the silence and opened a window into the mysteries of ancient oceans. And here's the real twist. What this fossil reveals could upend some long-held beliefs about how we classify entire extinct species. A game-changer for Jurassic marine reptiles, Pleurosaurus, with its sleek, elongated body and powerful swimming adaptations, is no stranger to paleontology textbooks. This extinct reptile dominated the shallow marine habitats of what would now be Europe, especially around France and Germany, most notably in regions like Cangiors, Sarin, and the famous Solnhofen archipelago. Pleurosaurus belonged to the rhynchocephalians, a group whose only living relative is today's rare tuatara from New Zealand. Its unique anatomy, including a stretched triangular skull, backwards curving premaxilla, and reduced forelimbs, set it apart from its Jurassic contemporaries. Dr. Victor Beccari, of the SNSB Bayerische Staatssammlung für Paläontologie and Geology, alongside other leading experts, notes that Pleurosaurus reigns as the most abundant rhynchocephalian fossil in late Jurassic deposits from these European sites. Two species have been established, Pleurosaurus goldfussi and Pleurosaurus ginsbergi, distinguished by differences in vertebral counts, 50 and 57 presacral vertebrae, respectively, proportions between the skull and limb bones, and the robustness of the pelvic structure. For example, P. goldfussi exhibits a more prominent dorsal process on the hip bone, a detail paleontologists use to separate these sibling species. But here's where the plot thickens, bridging a glaring developmental gap. Despite having over 15 described specimens and a wealth of knowledge about adult Pleurosaurus anatomy, one crucial piece of the puzzle was missing, a fossil of a juvenile. Until this recent discovery, scientists could only speculate about what young Pleurosaurus looked like, how quickly they grew, or how their unique adaptations developed through life. According to Dr. Beccari and his colleagues, no undoubted juvenile Pleurosaurus had been documented, leaving an enormous gap in our understanding not just of this animal's life cycle, but of how these reptiles fit into their ancient ecosystems. That gap is now closing, thanks to the uncovering of a beautifully preserved juvenile in the Mernsheim Formation of Bavaria. This new specimen, attributed to Pleurosaurus calf P. ginsbergi, clearly bears the hallmarks of youth: tiny, unworn teeth, bones that remain partly undeveloped, and vertebrae still fusing together. The fossil's modest size and these markers together mark it as a freshly post-hatched individual. Why does this matter? Because until now, scientists had never before glimpsed the earliest stages of Pleurosaurus development. This fossil enables paleontologists to reconstruct its entire growth trajectory and to answer questions that until recently were pure speculation. A taxonomic shakeup. The Acrosaurus controversy now. Here comes the controversy that could spark serious debate in the paleontology community. For years, another genus, Acrosaurus, has lingered in scientific limbo, recognized only from remains that looked suspiciously juvenile. Some experts have wondered, could Acrosaurus simply represent baby Pleurosaurus rather than a whole separate branch of the evolutionary tree? With the new juvenile Pleurosaurus in hand, researchers observe a striking anatomical resemblance to specimens previously labeled as Acrosaurus. The implication is bold. Acrosaurus likely isn't its own genus at all, but was all along a misidentified juvenile stage of Pleurosaurus. This not only questions prior classifications, but reminds us to be cautious. Misreading the signs of youth can artificially inflate our sense of prehistoric diversity and muddle our evolutionary models. And this is the part most people miss. If we keep mistaking babies for totally separate species, how much of our evolutionary history is based on misunderstandings? Could it be that fossil diversity is sometimes just an illusion fueled by growing bones and teeth? Fossil preservation, a rare stroke of luck. One reason juvenile Pleurosaurus fossils like this are practically never found is their fragility. Young individuals with softer, barely mineralized skeletons are far less likely to survive the fossilization process. Dr. Andrea Villa, a specialist in ancient reptile growth at the Institut Català de Paleontologia, highlights how remarkable it is to find such a young specimen in excellent condition. The unique oxygen-poor lagoons of the Solnhofen area helped preserve this delicate creature, while modern imaging techniques, like UV light scanning, allowed researchers to examine even the finest details of its anatomy. As a result, this single fossil isn't just a set of tiny bones. It's a bridge between the fossil record and the real-life development of an ancient reptile. With it, paleontologists fill a crucial gap, strengthen earlier theories, and expand our grasp of how young marine reptiles grew, survived, and evolved. But what do you think? Should we reclassify extinct animals every time a new juvenile comes to light, or is there value in preserving old taxonomic names for the historical record? And how many more so-called mysteries of prehistory are waiting to be solved by the next small fragile fossil? Share your thoughts and your own interpretations in the comments below. Is the reign of Acrosaurus over, or is the debate just heating up?